What would make you trust me? What would make you trust me? If I showed you that I could start with no momentum, no currently open contracts, no revals, no request for traceability. If I showed you that I could take myself from $0 to $1 million worth of government contracts, would you trust me? If the answer is no, then I don't know what the hell to tell you. I can't do any more than that for you. But welcome to episode 1 of our new series, Hustlers. So I'm going to be going from 0 to $1 million in government contracts. I made an attempt at doing this with $100,000. I ran up 80 grand. Could have kept going, but I kind of just got bored and I got a job. At the time, I didn't have a flying job, so I was like, all right, whatever, I'll just do it for fun. This time we're in a similar situation. However, I have a lot more hours. I'm a lot more qualified as a pilot now. So I just wanted to transition into a different job, like potentially some charter stuff or some jet stuff. Now that I have significantly more flight time, I was like, you know what? In the meantime, let's just get back to the well. Let's go back to the grind. So you guys are going to follow along on this journey, and we're going to run it up from 0 to $1 million. Now, some context. I am only going to bid on new surplus products. That's the only way I'm going to do it. If I wanted to do it on factory new stuff, it would be too easy. So I'm going to limit myself to exclusively new surplus, and I am going to team up with Mr. Richard Jones of 305 Aero Supplies, who by the time this video goes up, he will either be on the channel again or like he will be the next video on the channel. I'm going to be teaming up with him, and he's going to do all of my packaging on my behalf. So I'm not even going to use the resources that we have at Two Lions Aerospace. I'm going to work with another company to do this. Today's August 7th. I think I will be able to do it before the year is over. So that's where we currently are. Yeah. So let's get into the video. Road to $1 million starts right now. Let's get it. All right, ladies and gents. So here we are. We're on Dibs. I'm logged in. So I'm going to be as transparent as possible. I'm going to tell you guys what FSC codes I'm going after. I'm going to tell you guys how many emails I'm sending out. I'm going to tell you guys who in DLA I'm doing business with, whether it be aviation, land and maritime, troop support, etc. And I will record all the phone calls and stuff. Obviously, I'm going to bleep out like the name of the company and like the company's employee, but just so you guys can see me really pounding the pavement. So let's get into it. These are going to be the first 2 FSC codes that I'm going to start with. One is aircraft structural components, and then the other one is 3040. To be honest, couldn't even actually tell you what it is. Usually it ends up being something in like a land vehicle or something like that. Usually stuff for like gearboxes. So that's what we're going after. And I'm doing exclusively new surplus. So let's go ahead and do federal supply class here. Now, the only thing that sucks, I didn't get into a legal dispute with these people, but the platform that I'm going to use to share my screen and record, I was explicitly told not to do that, which freaking blows, but whatever. Yeah. We're here, 1560. I can look at stuff that has tech talks. I just don't recommend you guys doing that because, again, I'm only doing new surplus. So I don't give a fuck if it has tech talks because it's already been made. Now, in terms of quantity, I'm not going to do anything more than like 20 units. I don't like to deal with that shit. I don't got the facilities for that, big man. I just don't like to deal with that. I like stuff that's like nice and easy. Now, again, I am going to be having my shipping done elsewhere, so I also am going to be paying by the unit. So here we've got a solicitation. This is just the first one I opened. It's only got 6 units. Yeah, they're only looking for 6 units. Now, you guys are going to get to see my sauce with surplus here. So I look for stuff that has old procurement history. So the first time this was ever sold was 1981. And then I can see here it says surplus material Y, as in yes. So that means that there was some surplus on the market available for this at some point. So all I'm going to do is you know what? If I get in trouble for this, fuck it, bro. If I get in trouble, all they can make me do is take the video down or like demonetize me, but like I don't even really collect my paychecks from YouTube anyways. Like I have a couple $1,000s just sitting in that account because I don't want Google to like be able to have me by like the throat and dictate what I can say and what I can do. So I never became reliant on that money. Who cares? I'm going to use Partspace. They haven't been super nice to me. And like, unfortunately, they're getting like free promo from this, but whatever, bro. I'm too street for the industry. I'm too real. I'm not going to sit up here and like lie to you guys and withhold like how I'm going about this. So we're just going to go ahead and drop that NSN number in there, do a search. I'm looking for only new surplus. So if it's not new surplus, I can't do it. All right, cool. I might as well just show you guys me writing the emails. I'm going to have my editor blur out the company names that I am emailing just so that way I'm not freaking them out. But at least you guys can see here, the company has it. It's new surplus. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead. Let's write this new email. Typing with one hand because I moved out of my house. So my mic setup is not the same. I don't have the hand, I don't have the desk stand, so I'm kind of just thugging with one hand right here. So you guys are really making me work for this, but it's okay. I love my job. Again, guys, if you want this template that I'm about to use, this is included in the DLA Success Bundle. Also, I have a YouTube video on it, so like I'm not gonna lie to you and be like, yo, by the way, like if you pay for this, you're gonna get something that like is also on YouTube for free. So this is the template that I use. I have a YouTube video explaining this, like why the stuff on here is what it is. If you care about that, it's in the tutorial section of my channel underneath the playlist. So yeah, feeling pretty good. First RFQ, we've already gotten ourselves our first solicitation we've picked up. We've already got something to RFQ, so I'm pretty hype about that. Manufacturer, let's see, Bell Textron 97499. So as of right now, the only way that I'm doing it is just via FSC code. Eventually, I'm sure I will either go down a rabbit hole or run out of stuff to bid on in these FSC codes, and then I will pivot into cage codes. But right now, this is how I'm doing it. So boom, that's the first one. That's the first RFQ. I don't even know how much this is going for. I really should have looked. Yeah, not too much. Kind of stupid of me. So this is going for $1,300 a pop. That was kind of stupid, honestly, but whatever. Warm up. I did say I was only going to go after stuff that's like 25 grand or more, because it's very hard to get to $1 million when you're doing $1,300 transactions, but whatever. Okay, this one is 4 units. Let's look at this one. Durco Aerospace. I've done a little bit of business with Durco, actually, so hopefully they remember me. Keep in mind, guys, I have not really done any like major contracts as of late. I've been working like very small but like extremely profitable contracts. So like I've been doing stuff that's like 10 grand, 12 grand, but like I make like 5-6 grand on it. So like I haven't really gone out of my comfort zone to do business with any new companies. So like it's not like I'm coming off of like a heater like Michael Jordan when he had just won and then he retired and then comes back 2 years later and like was the man. I just was making enough money to have some like traveling money and stuff like that, but I wasn't like the man for real. As of late, I was the man at one point, but wow, there's a lot of approved sources here, and there's no procurement history, so we're not touching that. So actually, I think I might avoid tech docs if this is what they're looking like and there's no approved source. Not good. Shout out Lockheed Martin. Okay, 1 unit was sold in 2001 for $868. The only reason I'm going to do this is because I believe that there is, like, I just have a gut feeling that there is surplus available for this. So I'm going to do it, and I'm just going to mark it up. So I think what I might do is if I find something and it's slightly less, or in this case, significantly less than what I'm looking for in terms of price point, I might just, like, mark it up, like, egregiously. How many does the government want? The government wants 2. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Anything that I submit a bid on, which I always tell you guys, anything that I submit a bid on, I'm just going to go ahead and just be like exorbitant and mark it up to whatever I feel is reasonable, simply because I've already incurred the opportunity cost of like doing the work. So now, one thing that I want to point out here is like I've been yapping to the camera and doing this with one hand, and I'm already at 2 bids submitted over the duration of like the last 5 minutes. So when I outline metrics for you guys and you have meetings with me and Sam and my team, and I have meetings with you guys, and I tell you like, yo, these are the numbers that you need to be hitting, I don't want to hear it when you guys are like, oh, I can't do it, bro. I just can't find enough. I can't find enough parts. Granted, yes, okay, I'm using part space and I'm only doing new surplus, but it's the same exact thing if you're doing commercial off the shelf and it's a Google search. I think a lot of times people will say, oh, I want to be successful, or like I want to win a bunch of contracts as fast as I can, but like they're not willing to do like the mundane, not sexy, nitty gritty work. Like I'm literally just doing pattern recognition, and I go through thousands of PDFs a week. I go through thousands of solicitations a week when I'm at my peak to get like the volume that I need to get. So it's not sexy. It's very profitable and I enjoy it. I mean, I think it's awesome, but it's not sexy. How long is this video? Okay, I'm gonna shut up, and I'm essentially just going to record my screen as I go through this and fire this off. And then I'm just going to put this on 2x, and then I'm going to give you the stats for the end of the day. So I will see you guys at the end of the video. Peace. Okay, this one I wanted to show you guys. So this is going for basically about $7,000 a pop, and the government wants 8 of them. So that puts me at $56,000. This is worth my time. I will do this. Yeah, and my source has 9 of them. And I wanted to show it to you for 2 reasons. One, because it's worth my time. And then number 2, so they listed as 2 separate part numbers, right? 65304 and then 65302. So it's highly probable that if these are going to be new surplus and come with a label, they're going to be either from 2 different contracts or 2 different manufacturers, meaning that they do not have a full quantity of 8 all from one contract number. It could be true, but this is a very good company and it's highly unlikely that they would make that listing mistake. They don't really do that. I've done well over $400,000 worth of business with these people. One of the things that I wanted to bring to your attention is like you can do this with any kind of contract. You can go ahead and just bid the full quantity and then just submit a par within 10 days to cancel like the amount that you're short, right? So if you're short, let's say 1 unit or whatever the case, like me in this instance, you can bid it as 8 units and then just cancel the 1 unit. Or, I mean, you can also just bid it as like the 7 units that you have. They will not always accept that though. Sometimes you will purposely lose a bid because of that, which I have learned from experience. So don't be like me. Don't do that. But anyways, I'm on my 5th RFQ right now. It's 9:48. So I think I can get away with running up to $1 million by like legitimately only doing like 3 hours of work a day. Like I genuinely believe that. So we'll see. And I'm sure as I start to bid and then I start to get contracts coming in and like they have their problems, which they will all, I will eventually get a problem. It's inevitable. Maybe that number will change. And I'm sure if I have to fly down to Miami to go visit Richard, that's obviously work. So that will take a larger portion of my time. But yeah, I don't think this is going to be like a ball buster for me. I could be wrong. I could be talking shit and the universe is like, yo, you need to sit down. But anyways, sending out my 5th RFQ of the day. That one's going to be about 50 grand. So you do that 20 times, 20 times, boom, there's $1 million. So I just need to find 20 more of those and win them all. Easier said than done. Okay, back to the time lapse. All right, hustlers. So I have a plane to catch in like 5 hours, 6 hours, and that's a wrap on day one. So we're going to be doing Road to $1 million. If you want to join me, click the link down below to book a call to speak with Sam or Richie or myself. And we can basically just time up our journeys and go through the process together. Remember, my guarantee, 45 days, first contract or next contract if you hit the metrics we outlined for you, or your money back. I genuinely believe that we are the best in the world, and if somebody's watching this and you disagree, please beat me. Please surpass us. Because at the end of the day, the only people that win are the consumers in that situation, and that is the ideal scenario. So, final stats for the day. We sent out 12 RFQs, which I'm pretty happy with for the fact that we did only like an hour of work. And I think only 2 of them were below the $25,000 mark, which I'm quite happy about. So I think my goal will be by the end of the month to win at least $50,000 of business. It's momentum. It's a sales pipeline, pretty much. Like the stuff that I bid on now is going to be stuff that I win in September and then August. And granted, also keep in mind the fiscal year or the contract year ends September 30th. So I think I started this challenge at quite a good spot. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will catch you guys on the next one. The next episode is going to be a sick one because not only will I have updates, but I will be operating from a different place in the world. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Not only am I looking forward to your success, I'm absolutely sure of it. Let's go print those dollars. See ya.